I think in terms of mindsets, number one is okay. Korea's one of the top teams in Asia, and now you're facing number five in the world. So
Mm.
even if I think we wouldn't admit it, like they're definitely better than us because a lot of these guys are EuroLeague,
Yeah.
NBA, high level players, and I think there's a different mindset now. Oh, like now we actually know, like everybody knows who Boban is, everyone knows who
Yeah.
Gilas is,
Mm-mm.
um, like even Mitic now.
Mm-mm.
So where a lot of us are like, okay, number five in the world, we can't play the way we played against Korea because
Okay.
if we do that, we're not gonna be able to. It's gonna be because Serbia's a way tougher opponent than Korea. Definitely, but it just and I think another part of us wanted to prove it more. Like we had a bigger hunger now. Okay, we beat Korea twice. Let's see what we can do against Serbia. Like ginaganahan kami, gigilid kami maglaro eh.
Mm.
And it showed because even though we weren't executing well, it showed that we played hard. We try to be physical with them. We try to keep it close, and it just showed at the end that our inexperience, immaturity. I think that's why with Serbia, and then when with what we had in Serbia, we were like saying we can't take a step back against Dominican. Um, we didn't know I didn't know much about them also, but Coach Tab has a lot of experience playing with them. Told us Latin American teams like to play very physical, they're
Yeah.
aggressive, and you have to be ready for that. And you can't just take them light or just because you lost to 8 by Serbia. You can't take them lightly because they're a really good team.
Yeah. So personally for you, since kinapos nga lang sa dulo nung Serbia, were there like a few parts of the game or few things on your system that you feel that you're in the team system I meant that you guys could have done better that could have made you guys win? Because for instance, Coach Tab said that at Italy, I think when they beat Serbia in the finals, they attacked Boban more on the screens because he's not also quick laterally. So if you force him to switch on the guard, it's kind of hard for him. And nawawala din siya sa rim protector. So advantage for you guys if you did it more. And he said also that the two threes of SJ, I guess, and Balti that missed were open shots though. They said those were the plays though talaga kasi it's like far from the rim. It's hard for you guys to attack the rim because they're taller. But for you personally, were there other like mistakes or blunders that you feel could have been corrected and you guys might have won?
I think not really, because I think maybe handling the physicality better. Um and I think that in those moments it got a lot of big because like Balti was really it just hit the front of the rim. SJ was a little bit falling, it's a bit wide open. I think it's just being a little bit more composed, knowing that these
Okay.
shots are gonna come and not say, okay, we're down, I think down two, we need to hit this three like
Yeah, yeah,
Gigil.
yeah.
I think just having the more calming presence, knowing that you're on your shot, you've worked on your shot this much. So it's now about just hitting them, just sit. And I think also that the game plan was right. Yeah, Coach Tab said it was about to put Boban in the ball screen a lot. But of course, the Serbians know that also they would have adjusted.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, it just shows that the system works because without the system, 8 points. I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
the preparation. So it's more about more maturity, um, and just be having a little bit more calm in mind and be ready when the moments that comes up.
Yeah, like the last time you guys played Serbia, I mean, you weren't in that team though, but like the Gilas team, they lost by what, 50 plus or 60. So it's a huge improvement. And it really resonates that that every team needs a system. Like the US also, they lost first two exhibition games because they were just playing one on one. It's kind of difficult to do that. And you guys really need to have a system. Also in the PBA, for instance, like San Miguel lost their first game, Ginebra lost their first game. When I watched it, they were playing one on one. I think sila CJ and Stan Hardinger were also like getting themselves used to the system pa. So maybe that's also why you guys really performed well because you guys are like you guys have been practicing the system for months ever since like January, as you said. But
Yeah, and you can't. Yeah, it takes time to really get. And I think Stan Harder came back from injury. Junmar
mm,
isn't 100%. Terrence got hurt. So a lot of factors to consider. It's just not, and I
Yeah,
think the pandemic also struggled with them in terms of
for sure.
allowing them to get more consistent practice time.
Yeah. So moving on to the Dominican Republic game. Yeah, you guys were in the game for like the first half. What do you think went wrong in the second half? Or was it more of, yeah, you mentioned that the guards play physical. That's what I've noticed the whole game. And you guys were parang surprised also with what they were doing. And their guards are quick and they're also shooters. So do you think that yun nga yung sinasabi mong composure and maturity, do you think that was more of a factor also in the Dominican Republic game? Because yeah, they're more experienced and I think they've been playing more in the international stage.
I guess so. And but because I think Serbia and Dominican provided different forms of physicality. Um,
Mhm.
Serbia was a little bit more discreet, like small bumps here and there.
Yeah.
To put you, of course, Dominican was more in your face
Yeah.
type of pressure. And I think we just have to learn better how to adjust because in a tournament format, you get to 5 games in 7 days. You
Mm.
can't you don't have time to sit down and run through or watch a lot of video.
Yeah.
So it's just being yeah, it shows that how solid your system must be to be a little bit more consistent. And you gotta give credit to Dominican because they saw they saw okay, we saw this young Filipino team. Let's try to be physical with them. And they presented a challenge and we didn't respond too well. So it's something that okay, now next time we can't be this team that gets attacked by pressure, that we will be the one attacking the pressure.